Daddy, you outdid yourself this year.
Oh, this is the biggest present of all except for Brian's, huh? The gym set that we brought home in 6 boxes today.
Oh no, yeah, you should. Oh, it was crazy trying to get that. Okay, when we got there, we found it was $350 instead of.
A microwave?
Daddy! You push the button and the window pops out.
Huh?
We got a microwave for
Jim.
Andrew's
At Dick's.
Went
use.
to Best Buy.
Wow.
Tell us how much it is.
Yeah.
Now, is this the kind that is built in with the fan and all?
No, you can take it back and get one though if you want that kind. This is just a regular kind.
Yeah, this is what I was trying to do while I was doing my
They had a beautiful built-in one for $400, but I thought I'd wait and see if that's what you really wanted before I spent $400 on it.
Well, that's what I have my heart set on.
Oh, okay.
I hope you don't mind.
No, that's okay.
Because I don't have a fan, I don't have a light, and if I always said if I get a microwave, I'm going to get that kind.
Oh, we could get a whole new stove for less than that one.
That has bottom, right?
Daddy guys told you that.
Not this one,
Yeah,
but the
sorry.
kind the built-in one. It has a light and a fan.
Well, I might have got it, except the first 3 they had, and the ones they had with this one, the overhead ones, they were kind of junky, and I didn't see the good ones were on the other side of the aisle. So I already had this one before I saw the nice ones. So
Well, thank
I
you
decided
very
to stick with
much.
this one.
I do. Why, that,
Down to
oh,
the
that
last
really is
present
awesome.
here.
I can't. It's fabric.
Well, I
Here, wasn't that a
did.
cool ribbon?
Oh, yeah.
Is that fabric?
Some kind of fabric.
Who's this from?
Who's that from?
Grandma never cook and you guys.
Did you have to shop for Grandma?
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Oh, it's the camera!
It's a pinhole camera.
No,
No,
it's
to
a
build.
This,
Andrew,
Yeah.
there's your.
it was,
It's like a prehistoric camera.
yeah.
You know, like
But
the
you,
old
you
fashioned-
develop your own pictures.
Okay.
Yeah.
This,
Uncle Walt, that would be interesting.
It was open and then I zipped it and it was
how
still
this
open.
one
Now
works.
it's didn't close.
They have a picture of the old brownie,
Old brownie.
Kodak brownie.
Yeah, we used to.
What
Yeah,
about
it was first
Put in
cameras.
The gram.
They were
That's what my mom used to have.
Yeah,
cheap but good.
That was my first camera. I borrowed one of Mom's brownies.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was just sitting on the shelf. She didn't have time to use it after she had us.
This is so cool.
95.
You know what? It'll look better at night. Get a picture on the way back.
Switch one right here, exit 1.
George Washington Bridge here.
I can't even see it at the front windows.
I didn't even think about taking my camera.
We'll get a picture on the way back.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Hi. Manhattan on your right.
What's on right?
Manhattan. That's Empire State Building. Oh, yeah. Sticking out. Sticking out.
Right? If you move that.
There might be a next to tall building. Yeah, it might be next to it. Oh my gosh.
Oh, quick to turn up the news. I don't even know where to take the pictures. Just take the pictures. Pictures come out pretty nice. It's like trapped in the camera.
I'll check it out.
No loitering. Oh, that's better.
Stop opening windows.
Yeah, that's better. It's yours, batteries.
Oh, we were trying to fire safety.
Any more cameras?
You could be a mine.
You can get it going.
3,000 other kids waiting to get in.
Yeah, coach. It's gonna be a problem. There's no way to get out.
Fortunately, we're gonna
Taking
sit
the
on the bus
crowd.
instead of waiting out. You need to get off.
Ooh, let's go crowd surfing. Open the emergency window. Jump. Dive.
Jump onto the poles.
Yeah, climb up on top and then jump on top of the window.
1,000-meter run. Please check in.
are in Manhattan Beach. Now at the pier. Beautiful sunny day here. It's been raining all week. It's Thursday now and the sun's out. It was out a party yesterday. There were periods of rain in between. We went to the Getty Museum. Just finished a delicious pizza here. So Mommy decided to stop here for a picture. Okay, we've been seeing dolphins here, but now they go. Carlsbad Beach here. Enjoying the waves coming in and enjoying the children bickering and the birds flying by. Doesn't get any better than this.
Hello.
Coming out waving at the camera.
We're all hooded up here because of the stiff breeze.
She doesn't want to be videotaped.
Out here, the surfers are trying to get up on the wave, trying to find a good wave here. The San Diego Zoo here. The peacock's out for a stroll. Uh-oh, got spooked now.
He's orange. We're orange.
Orangutans.
For several reasons.
Panda.
Pandas are sensitive to sudden, loud, or earlier today, but pandas basically spend most of their time eating and sleeping, a little interaction, and then you nap. It's a panda thing. We can't tell you what time you're going to wake up because around here the schedule is pretty much set by open ears. In the right hand enclosure, adult male Gal. Yes, you may notice some shaved spots on his side. All three of the bears were rotated up to our veterinary hospital earlier this month for their annual checkup. And all three have been pronounced fit and healthy. In the right hand enclosure, adult male Gal, wandering back and forth.
Emma. Down here, how the air bubbles, like in the
Now the finger can do a combination.
Get over, get your Emma. Emma.
Feet on the ground.
This is mommy too.
Look at Dad, Dad. Look at that. Wait a minute. Emma, look at me.
Look, it's a mommy. This is mommy and a baby. This is baby and mommy.
This is the SU fish according to Brian here, blue and orange. Copy, something like that. Relative to the giraffe, but he's got legs and back end like a zebra.
Alright, we'll give it to her later.
Déjale tomar una foto.
Look how close it's usually all the way up to
Clovers eating carrots here.
Buzz cuts? Yeah. Is there a sign?
Yeah, we vulture like habits. Yeah, it looks definitely.
It also sports a naked head to keep rotting flesh, so it's cool.
Sorry, I told you wrong.
This is the jaguar, also known as El Tigre in Spanish countries. Taking the escalator up.
These are legs a lot.
The zebra next door is a grabbing zebra. Looks like only one made it out for us today. Just like people's fingerprints, no two zebra have the same markings, and that's how the babies tell their mommies apart in the wild, because, well, no two mommies look alike. Now, I'm pretty sure you wondered if that's white on black or black on white. Well, between the different species of zebra, that's different. In this case, black on white. Across the way, we have a mixed exhibit. Way in the back, it goes Leopard 2, Leopard 6 is only way in, and about 250 pounds.
Yeah, that was the big guy.
When we had our lunch, now the giraffes are having theirs.
Guck mal. Da, die Giraffen.
Those little bristles on top of the
up there. You guys are very, very nice reception. Well, he's a pretty cute little fellow, isn't he? He's about 7 years old, and his name is Bayou because he comes from Louisiana. I think is how they say it over there. Right? You don't pronounce the I. They're members of the mustelid family, which means they're related to skunks, weasels, wolverines, and ferrets. Do you want to know the main difference between an otter and his cousins? Thanks for asking. Let me show you. Otters can do this in the water. Weasels drown. That's the difference. Sorry. That's the main difference anyway in a nutshell. These guys are really at home in the water, as you can see. He can get going pretty fast at about 7 miles an hour. You see how he's using his little feet as paddles? They got web feet kind of like a duck. They got a nice flat, stiff tail, very muscular, and they use it like a rudder for changing directions. It's kind of like a boat. Got a little chunk of fish right up here on the thing. They can hold their breath for about 4 minutes without coming up for air. And a little otter trivia, they don't know how to swim at birth. Mom and Dad have to actually teach them how to swim. Pretty amazing, isn't it? Their cousin, the sea otter, is actually considered a marine mammal. Wrong direction. Hello? Earth to Bayou. Talk about conditioned behavior going back and forth. Yeah, it's over here. I threw it in the middle. Now he's on autopilot. Sorry. That's what happens sometimes. Did you find it? I think it's still down there. It's right down in the middle. Yeah. Good thing they speak English, huh? Because he's off leash, it's very important that he pay close attention to me at all times. And right now he's not doing that, if you noticed. And when they're underwater, their ears shut down and their nostrils, they don't hear a thing that goes on out here. Bayou? Yeah. Bayou, come here. Come on, little buddy. Come on over. Yeah, you got all the pieces. Come on over. Good boy. Now what I wanted to do is stay in the water till I call him out by the hand signal or by his name. And this is probably the hardest thing for him to do. So can you stay in the water for a minute? Stay in there. They're members of the weasel family. They'll cheat whenever they can. Stay there, little buddy. Yeah. Right there. Stay. Bayou. Good job. That was really good for him. You know how hard it is for an otter to stay still? Now he looks like he's completely wet because he's been in the water, right? Well, underneath he's completely dry. No kidding. Their undercoat is so dense, they can virtually spend all day in the water and not even get wet. There was once a Canadian scientist that counted over 40,000 hairs per square inch on a river otter. I don't know about you, but I think that guy had a little bit too much time on his hands. What I'm going to show you now is the behavior that they use in the wild to clean out their coat. He's going to roll around in our shavings over there. They would use big piles of leaves or grass in the wild. Okay, he's going to spread the oil so his fur is nice and soft and supple. You ready? Can you dry off? Get in there. Get your head. Your head. That's a good boy. A couple minutes of this rolling around drying off behavior, he would actually be completely dry. Now he looks like he's been rolled and shake and bake, so we'll get him nice and wet again. Now because they're efficient predators, they have a lot of time to kill, so to speak, and they have a lot of time to play. They like to go down hills of ice, mud, or snow on their bellies. It's called tobogganing. And they'll do this sometimes at speeds of up to about 20 miles an hour. He's going to go down that slide, but you know what? He's not really good at it. So when he does it, you guys let him know he did a good job. Okay, you ready? Go down the slide. Okay, all the way over. Yeah, leave that alone. Okay, good. Thank you. All the way down. Woo! Good boy. Did you hear that nice applause? Did you see how he kind of crawls down? He doesn't really slide. We call that the alligator crawl slide thing. We thought, well, maybe we should just grease it up, right? Sure. Wrong answer. We put some Pam on there. He started going so fast it scared the bejeebers out of him, and he jumped out halfway. And it took us like 2 weeks to get him back on the slide. So we thought, if you want to crawl like an alligator, that's just fine with us. But he has done a really good job, and look how good he's paying attention to me there. He's sticking to me like glue. Maybe it has something to do with the fish here. I don't know. Anyway, that's going to do it for Bayou, our little river otter. Come on, buddy.
Oh, come on. Everyone's going to applaud this big word. Thank you. No touching, please. The reason that music was playing is because Daphne started her career over 27 years ago on the old Johnny Carson show. Yeah, of course she was only about 3 feet tall at that time. She's grown into quite a spectacular animal. And even though she's been doing this for quite some time, I've only had my emu license for about a year. And let me tell you, when driving one of these big birds, the hardest thing to do is back it up. So we always like to do it first, get the hard stuff out of the way. So let's see how well she will help me out today with this.
It's like, what are you doing?
Daphne.
Buddy, yeah, they're nice and sharp. Come on out so they can get a good look at you. He's a beautiful little guy, and he's just about 2 years old. His mom, unfortunately, couldn't take care of him as a youngster, so he was hand-raised in our children's zoo in the nursery there. Come on out. Yeah, there you go. Now, do you see what she means about a poor-man's cheetah? It kind of looks like a little baby cheetah to me. Like a cheetah that's been put in the dryer on hot and shrunk down a little bit. He's got those very nice long legs because they're found in the very tall grassy areas of the savannas of Africa. You know what? I think I hear his brother coming. His little brother's name's Chuma in the back there. Chuma's a lot more shy than Jabari, so he may not come all the way out to the front here. We're just trying to get him used to coming out in the show area and out on the stage with a full audience like this, so he does get used to it in a very positive manner. And he looks like he's pretty comfortable to me. So she's just going to sit back there and just feed him, give him all his reinforcement just for being comfortable on the stage. You can see Jabari spotted something up there. Oh, it's the little one. Yeah, anything about the size and under. It's about the size of his prey. And they do have their instincts, so when they see it moving, unfortunately, that's... Look at him. It's like, oh, shoot, it's getting away. But they primarily are rodent eaters. Yeah, as a matter of fact, in the ancient Egypt, they used to keep these guys as exterminators in the granaries. They were considered royalty and deified. That's why they often found paintings and statues of them in the pharaoh's tombs. As a matter of fact, they were so important to the culture that if anybody was caught harming one of these cats, they would actually be put to death. Can you imagine what their last words were? Oh, rats. Oh, sorry. Should I drop that one? The first time I ever tried it. Okay, come on, little guy. Come over here, move. We want to see you move. No, thank you. Now, they have huge ears, and you can imagine what those are for. The better to hear you with, especially if you are a mouse. They can hear the high-frequency squeak of a mouse up to 20 feet away. What they do is they wait quietly in the grass, wait for the mouse to appear, or even to hear it. They jump over the grass. Where are you going? They jump over the grass onto their prey without ever even seeing it. So it's an amazing hunting skill. And what are you doing back there? You want to come out of there for a minute? Yeah. You can't hide under there for long. Come on. Come on out. It's okay. Good boy. Now what he really likes to do is go over in these shavings, but I don't really like him to go over there because it's like a giant kitty litter box. And our little otter is not too fond of that, having kitties in a little shavings box there. What I do have is a lure, and I think he knows it's over here. I put it over here before the show because no, don't go in there. No. Have mercy on your fellowship. Come on down here, little serval boy. Come on, very good boy. You notice every time you hear that click, that tells them they're doing a good job or they're doing what you want. And of course, he goes right back to doing what he wants. That's why it's important. Woo! Good job, little buddy. Yeah, that was very nice. Isn't that amazing? Now that's really nothing for him. Let's see if we can't get him a little bit higher this time. All the way up here. Oh, good boy! Gotta be quick. They have all their claws, by the way. Okay, what I'm gonna do this time, on this last jump, I'm gonna let him have this lure as a reinforcer for doing such good jumps. Good boy! Nicely done! And like a good cat, he lands right on his feet. Well, the funny part now is that now that he thinks he's killed his prey animal, he's got to take it back and eat it in privacy. So that's going to do it for Jabari, our little serval.
Okay, you ready, miss? All right, all the way across the branch, if you please. Watch that tail. Good girl. Continue on your way. Nicely done. Very nice. Now, did you see how she used her tail just then? Did you see it? You're right. She didn't use it at all. Binarongs possess a prehensile tail. They use their tail as an extra paw or a grip. She wouldn't hold her complete body weight from her tail, but she could use it to give herself a little extra support if she felt the need to do so. Now, Binarongs have several interesting nicknames. They're sometimes known as banana bears. They're also known as bear cats. If we take a look at Botrong's face, we can probably see several cat-like features. In just a moment, I'm going to ask her to show off with the bear part a bear cat would come into play. Okay, miss, if you're ready. I think you got all your goodies. Botrong, down this way. And girl. You're sniffing and sniffing. There you go. Okay, if you're ready, show us all a little black bear. Good girl! Nicely done! This will make for a very quick and easy exit. Easy exit out of any tree. Right back down to ground level. Good girl, Bob.
you guys, I know. You were like, what are they doing at the San Diego Zoo? No. This is our golden retriever of a Swedish descent. That's why he's so pretty and blonde. His name is Sven Olaf, but he does have the best job here at the zoo. Sven is a constant companion animal to our South African cheetah. And she'll be coming out here in just a moment, but like I said, he is a constant companion, which means that they share the same house. These guys live together 24 hours a day, 7 days. Karoo, you guys can give her a nice round of an applause. Like I said, she reads her cues from Sven so that he is so comfortable being out here around all you people and around all new situations that allows her to also be much more comfortable. So Sven is a great training tool. Also, he keeps her company when we cannot be here. Since they do share the same house together, they sleep together, they go on all their walks together, they do everything together. They are best friends. So that helps us out a lot too. We raise our cheetahs with dogs, like I said, and we do that, we introduce them when the dog's about 6 months and the cheetah's about 3 months old. And this lets the dog play the dominant role. So Sven is dominant. He can do whatever he wants to this little kitty, even though she is so much larger than him. So that's a great role. What do you guys know cheetahs for? Their speed, yeah. They can actually run up to 70 miles an hour in the wild, and they can actually hit 45 miles an hour in just about 3 seconds. So it's pretty quickly. But they cannot keep that for very long. They can only do that for about 1.5 miles. And then if they do not catch their prey in that 1.5 mile time, then they're too tired to keep on running, so they have to slow down and take a break before they get their energy built back up. Sven, you move over here and let your friend up here. Share it with her. Do get along. They can be very good friends. But as you guys can see, her body is also built for the speed. She has the big, long legs, the elongated body. She has that little tiny head that's shaped like a bullet, so it cuts right through the air. Not too much to wind resistance, and also her little ears help her with that too. If you guys noticed her tail, it is very long, and she uses that as like a rudder to help her switch directions very quickly on a dime. Also, her claws are semi-retractable, which means they're just like the dog claws. They're not all the way in and they're not all the way out. And that helps act like cleats, like athletes have cleats that help them stick in the ground. Good job, Sven. Also, if you guys can see underneath of her eyes, she has those black lines. Now, those are nicknamed Serengeti sunglasses, and they work just the exact same way as athletes do. The reason they put the big black stripes under their eyes is because it reduces the glare of the sun. And that's when cheetahs are hunting. They're daytime, so they hunt right in the middle of the day, the hottest part of the day. So that helps it to reduce the glare. Now, cheetahs are they're very non-confrontational cats. They are very shy. They're not like the lions and the tigers that are going to be very aggressive. So in the wild, when they're going to catch a prey, they actually lose a lot of their prey items to the more aggressive animals like the lions and the hyenas. At home, it's very cute. All right, well, these guys are actually going to end our show today. So I'd just like to tell everybody thank you. Thank you very much for coming out here to the zoo today. Just by walking through the doors, you guys have done a lot for our conservation efforts here at the Zoological Society, and we owe you a great big thank you for that. And have a great rest of the day right here at the San Diego Zoo, guys. Bye-bye.